The plane wheels touched down at Incheon International Airport. My heart raced, a mix of excitement and nerves. I dreamed of this moment. South Korea, a place I'd only seen in movies. Neon lights, ancient temples, spicy food. I was finally here. With just a backpack and a big, maybe foolish goal, I set out to explore and connect. My guest house in Hongdae was tiny, but the neighborhood pulsed with energy. Alone in my room, the reality hit. I was thousands of miles from home, not knowing the language or customs. That night, I wandered Hongdae's electric streets. Music, laughter, couples sharing ice cream. I bought grilled chicken from a street vendor, a small comfort in a new world. I promised myself I wouldn't let fear win. It sounded crazy, but travel is about pushing limits. I had no idea what was coming. The city was waiting. The adventure had officially begun. My heart was full of hope, and just enough fear to keep things interesting. My mission began on a busy street in Myeongdong. I spotted a girl at a window display, heart pounding, palms sweaty. She shook her head, muttered sorry, and hurried away. Rejection number 1. It stung. The rejections came in all forms. Polite bows, confused looks, silent walkaways. I tried directions, compliments, even my broken Korean. Each time a wall went up, but with each no, it hurt less. By rejection 34, I realized it wasn't personal. It was cultural. Number 100 came on a rainy afternoon near a university. Sorry, I'm late for class, she said and rushed off. I didn't feel defeated. I felt calm. I'd faced my fear 100 times and survived. The city hadn't changed, but I had. I was ready to see Seoul with new eyes. The experiment was over, but the real adventure was just beginning. With my strange mission behind me, Seoul transformed before my eyes. I wandered Bukchon Hanok village, its traditional houses like a step back in time. An old woman smiled as she watered her plants, a silent, human connection. Gwangjang Market overwhelmed my senses, sizzling food, vendors shouting, locals everywhere. I tried Bindaeteok, guided by Akinda Juma's gestures and smiles. The meal was more than food, it was shared humanity. I found peace hiking up Namsan Mountain, watching Seoul sprawl below. Families flew kites, couples took photos, elders played Go. I wasn't trying to talk, I was just present, observing. The city that once gave me anxiety now offered peace. I learned connection isn't forced. It's found in small, natural moments. A smile, a shared meal, a quiet view. These were real connections. My initial goal was too narrow. I'd missed the beauty all around me. Seoul was opening its heart, not because I tried harder, but because I finally listened. The city had so much more to offer than I realized. I was learning to be open, to observe, to appreciate. The pressure was gone. The adventure was real. I was finally seeing Seoul's soul. The journey was changing me, one quiet moment at a time. Sometimes the best connections are the ones you don't chase. One sunny morning, I visited Gyeongbok Palace, the grandest of the Joseon dynasty. The architecture was breathtaking, the colors vivid against the sky. Guards marched in traditional uniforms, drums echoing through the courtyards. Surrounded by centuries of history, my own struggles felt small. I wandered the palace, watched people in hanbok laughing and taking photos. Sitting by a lotus pond, I reflected on my 100 rejections. I realized my approach had clashed with Korean culture. Directness wasn't the norm. It wasn't personal. It was a cultural mismatch. This understanding lifted a weight off my shoulders. The palace taught me humility and respect. You can't expect a new country to work like home. You have to adapt. I left feeling like a student, not a failure. Respect, I learned, is the key to unlocking a culture. My journey continued through food. I tried everything. Kimchi jjigae, tteokbokki, even live octopus. Each meal was a lesson in flavor and courage. Food became my new way to connect. I joined a Korean cooking class, laughing and learning with locals and travelers. There, I met Min Jun, a university student. We bonded over clumsy dumplings and swapped stories over coffee. He explained that group settings, not street approaches, were how Koreans made friends. It was a light bulb moment. I'd been using the wrong strategy. My resilience wasn't just about surviving rejection, but learning and adapting. Like kimchi, Korean culture required patience and openness. My friendship with Min Jun proved a new approach could work. Sometimes the best connections start with a shared meal. Following Min Jun's advice, I joined group meetups instead of approaching strangers. At a language exchange, I found laughter, patience, and real conversation. I met Min Jun, Jiun the artist, and Sang Hoon the musician. We shared BBQ, explored hidden galleries, and hiked Bukhansan together. Sitting atop the mountain, sharing kimbap, we talked about dreams and fears. These friendships transformed my trip. I was no longer a lonely tourist. I belonged. My initial goal was flawed. I almost missed the beauty of friendship. These friends gave me a sense of home and belonging. They showed me the real Seoul, away from tourist traps. One night, June said, "You are our friend now, Matt. You are family." My heart was full. I'd come to Korea alone, but now I felt at home. Sometimes the best discoveries are the friends you never expected. I'd found my people. The day to leave Seoul came too soon. My friends saw me off at the bus station. No tears, just smiles and promises to stay in touch. As the city lights faded, I realized Seoul was no longer intimidating. It was a city of rejections, yes, but also of kindness, friendship, and growth. On the flight home, I reflected. The 100 rejections were just the beginning. I didn't regret my experiment. It forced me to confront fears and find a better way. The journey wasn't about getting a yes, but learning to truly connect. Travel teaches the lessons you need, not always the ones you want. I left Korea with self-acceptance, not just souvenirs. Confidence comes from facing fears, learning, and being open. The best travel stories aren't about what goes right, but what goes wrong, and how you grow. I came home with a new perspective on myself and the world. This was just the beginning of many more adventures. The world is big, and there's so much more to learn. Sometimes the best journeys start with a single, awkward no.